Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show, 24-hour day, back from our break. Remember, you guys can follow and subscribe to the KBR Sports podcast on Rabble TV, YouTube, iTunes, and Spreaker. Also, don't forget to follow KBR Sports on Twitter at KBR_sports, where we tweet the live links and show topics prior to every show. And you guys can also call in at 571-991-0566 if you guys want to join in and talk in on whatever KBR Sports discussion we may be talking about. 571-991-0566.
It's got my vote.
Stop. Stop. All right. But y'all, we're going to transition to the NBA where we talk about Dirk Nowitski, who just passed 30,000 points for his career. Just passed it last night against the Los Angeles Lakers. And now a lot of the discussion today has been about where Dirk is amongst the all-time players. Sorry, excuse me. The only problem is when we look at it from this aspect, should Dirk be viewed as a top 10 player all time, Nigel? Or is he underrated?
A what?
Should Dirk be viewed as a top 10 player of all time? And is he underrated?
First of all, can we talk about he scored his 20,000 point?
Dirk.
Hold on a second.
Sorry, I apologize.
Scored his 20,000 point against the Lakers. Turns around against the Lakers again for 30,000.
Yes.
It's dedication, man.
My
man waited.
He waits.
He waits to the Lakers.
Man, Dirk will go scoreless.
They posted a picture of side by side, same exact shot against number 7 on the Lakers at home. Just coincidences.
Dirk.
Yeah.
That's all I can say is Dirk.
But what was top 10 all time?
Is he underrated?
No. Top 10 all time, no. Underrated? Not anymore. Not anymore at this point. I don't think he's underrated.
You don't think so?
Not anymore. Before 2000, when did they win the championship? 11?
2011, yeah.
Before 2011? Yeah, probably. I'll say this. I didn't think was a number one option until about 2010. I thought 05 when he didn't win, he's a choker and can't get it done. And then he lost in the first round in 06 because he couldn't post up. They put Baron Davis on him. They put Baron Davis and Matt Barnes on him. And he couldn't post them up and he couldn't score over them. And I was like, man, Dirk can't get it done. He's not number one option. He can't get. He's just not. It's just disrespectful. He won MVP. I actually thought Kobe should have won MVP. I think that year. No, I thought Chris Paul should have won it. Or somebody. I thought Chris Paul or Kobe Bryant won it still.
Your Kobe average.
It was probably Kobe because Chris Paul was the year after that. When Kobe won champion, when he won his MVP. Mm-hmm. I was like, Dirk just can't get it done. They overrate him, and then it's like you look back at him and you're like, he's an elite offensive weapon. Just absolutely, like, there's not the big man that does what he's done on offense in terms of being able to shoot the ball like that. And his defense, he's always been just an average defense. He's been an average defender until he got older, in which he just fell off a cliff. And he was just the same thing that happened with Kobe. He just fell off a cliff. But he was never. Dirk was an average defender when he was younger. When he was younger, he was an average defender.
Dirk and Kobe's fall off is. Dirk's fall was not as bad as Kobe's.
Yeah,
because
it was.
Because Dirk never really. Kobe played defense on that next level defensive status. Nigel, Dirk never was on that status.
No,
Dirk was an average defender.
Kobe didn't just go from a great to bad. He
declined.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was an average defender and then he dropped off a cliff. That's what I mean.
Dirk got hurt.
Even before he got hurt.
Well, he was an average defender at the point.
But no, he got old and then he got hurt.
Are we talking Kobe or Dirk?
Talking Kobe.
Because Kobe, he was an average defender.
All right, Kobe off when he came in the league, great defender. Then he put on the offensive load. He became an average defender. Then after that, he got old. Yes, he could lock in, but for the majority of the time, he took on heavy offensive load. He was not a lockdown defender.
He's still all first team, all defensive team.
Yeah,
you talking about that time when the Lakers were bad, right?
And you'll see most people say he does not deserve most of those offensive first teams and whatnot. Anyway, we're not talking about Kobe. We're talking about Dirk.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Anyway, so getting back to Dirk's defense real quick. Dirk was bad. Then he peaked at average. And then he was terrible after he won the championship. Because he got old really fast.
Well, Nigel, this is one of the things for me. I will say Dirk. It depends on what is your rating of Dirk in order to judge if he's rated or not. That's the thing for me. It's like, where do you see Dirk as? You know what I mean? Like, because if we're saying Dirk is underrated, it's one of those things that means we must think he's a much higher player than he is right now. So if we're saying he's underrated, and what would you put him? Is he a top 30 player? Top 20? Top 20? Okay, so if you say he's a top 20 player, then I say he's overrated because I don't think Dirk is even a better player than Kevin Durant. Dirk is more accomplished than Kevin Durant. But if you look at if I could take the both players' careers, Kevin Durant's been more efficient over his career than Dirk. Kevin Durant is a version of Dirk. Like Kevin Durant has been more efficient than Dirk, yeah. Okay. And Dirk shoots more shots closer to the rim. So
it doesn't matter.
You said what?
It doesn't matter. You take your best shots. If you
do.
close to the rim.
No, but that's the thing. And Kevin Durant to me is a better scorer. I ask you, Kevin Durant is a better scorer and more facets. And what Kevin Durant does on defense supersedes him over to me. And Dirk even despite being a power forward, Dirk has never averaged a double-double. So he's never averaged 10 rebounds throughout his whole career. No. So to me that hurts Dirk.
Oh, okay.
So that hurts Dirk big time for me because he's never averaged a double-double. Dirk has always hovered around 50%, 49, 47% shooting. Now his 3-point shooting is where Dirk has been a ulterior marksman. But other than that, I think Dirk is hurt in a lot of ways because he's such a bad defensive player.
Bad defensive player.
He's really bad, bro.
He's pretty
bad.
He's been a bad defensive player, but he's not a bad defensive player right now. So you say top 20. You say it's fine if you want to say for the career. Like if you want to say like in terms of player, if you're going to compare players, yes, Dirk is better than and Kevin Durant's been better than Dirk Nowitski. I don't think. You can probably take 2 Kevin Durant seasons and say these 2 seasons have been better than Kevin Durant season, better than Dirk's seasons. Probably his MVP season, absolutely. And I could probably find another season in there where he's been better than them. But if we're talking about over an entire career, I mean, at that point, you can't argue. I don't think Kevin Durant's been there long enough. He hasn't done it long enough. Dwayne Wade had injury-plagued seasons. I don't think you can put him above him. I'm trying to think of other stars that are in his time. Like even the ESPN list, I think Steph Curry above Dirk, but it's like Steph's only been doing it for 3 years. Vince Carter just never reached. I don't think he ever reached the same level. He started out. Vince Carter came to superstar level from the jump. Where Dirk came in, he was a little bit slower, took a little bit more time to develop, and once he did, he peaked higher than Vince Carter. Tracy McGrady was hurt. Paul Pierce, no. I don't think the only person I really think right now that is in the same level of just in terms of the career is probably Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett and Dirk are probably like the complete polar opposites. Dirk being the supreme offensive big you would want. Kevin Garnett being that elite defensive big whose offense wasn't as good as you would like from a number 1 option, and when he got to the playoffs, it dropped off even harder than you would really like from a number 1 option. Whereas Dirk, great number 1 option on offense, elite offensive big man, but average defender. Once he got to the playoffs, he upped his rebounding. His scoring was dripped a little bit, but his efficiency didn't take a massive drop like Kevin Garnett did. So if you could combine them, that's literally the perfect player. But that's the only guy I can really think of like right now that is sitting right around. I think I have them right next to each other in terms of in the top 20. But there's just not too many stars right now that have played long enough who are either LeBron, who's in the top 5, top 7, top 10, wherever you want to put him at, and then you have a bunch of guys in the top 30. Like Chris Paul is probably sitting right outside of that top 30, top 40, top player. I'm trying to think who else am I missing right now? I really can't think of anybody. Chris Paul, Blake Griffin isn't up there. Paul George isn't up there. Anthony Davis is too young. Wiggins and all them are way too young. Kawhi is not. Kawhi has potential to be up there, but not yet. James Harden's not there yet either. Russ is probably gotta be top 50 at this point, somewhere around there. But we'll see where he's at. But if you're gonna ask if Dirk is overrated, it also depends on how much you value a ring. You just remember people vastly. I remember they had a poll on ESPN right after Dirk won the championship, and it said, "Do you think now is Dirk an all-time great or something like that? Now that he won a championship?" And it was like 80% yes, 20% no, or something like that. And it's like all because you won one ring shouldn't vault you into this like elite class of anything. Karl Malone was still an elite player. Charles Barkley was still an elite player. Ewing was still an elite player. Zoe, if you hadn't gotten injured, would still be an elite player. All these players are still elite. he wouldn't be as elite as he is, but he would still be a vastly elite player. The majority of the NBA players that have ever played in the game. So, I think we always go back to the rings are always way too overvalued, and I think that was the case with Dirk, where people just weren't willing to give him his props unless he won a ring.
Well, that's the thing, because think about so you want to say guys like Kevin Durant, Wade, other players. If you give Kevin Durant a ring right now, is Kevin Durant better than Dirk Nowitski?
Depends on the situation, though.
What do you mean?
Does Kevin Durant win a ring while playing the third? Let's say Kevin Durant goes into this finals right here. He gets outplayed by Steph. He gets outplayed by LeBron, and plays a little bit better than Klay Thompson does. But Steph is clearly and far away the best player in that series.
I don't think it'll play out that way though. I think it's that team is set up that Kevin Durant would be the best. That's how they played all season. Kevin Durant's been the guy at the forefront. He's been the most efficient scorer. He's been the best player for them on both ends of the court. So if right now if you add a ring to Kevin Durant's resume as of right now, even if it comes with Golden State and a superstar team, Kevin Durant's a better player than Dirk Nowitski just because of what he does on both ends.
But we don't judge players by who's the best player like that, or else.
But I think that plays some role in it. I think that plays a role more so in Dirk Nowitzki's case rather than a player's case like LeBron James. LeBron James, when it comes down to a player, LeBron James, LeBron's a stellar talent, just like comparable to Michael Jordan. But when you have stellar talents like that, we boil it down to, okay, who has more accomplishments? Who has more rings? Dirk has one MVP to Kevin Durant's one MVP.
He does.
So if you just look at
Finals MVP as well.
Yeah, exactly. If you look at the sides of things, the one difference is the ring and the Finals MVP. So when you look at it from that aspect, Kevin Durant, I would take Kevin Durant over Dirk. Now, if you want to say the Dirk, Kevin, KG comparison, I get where you're coming from with the KG comparison. The only problem with the KG comparison is KG played amazing defense. Played stellar defense. And he had nothing on the Minnesota team. Still took him to the playoffs. Still won an MVP and everything like that while he took Minnesota to the playoffs. Won a Defensive Player of the Year award while he was playing that stellar amount of defense for Minnesota. And obviously KG didn't get his ring until the Celtics. He went to the Celtics and everything like that.
They were too strong in the Celtics.
Yeah, he did. But I think if you want to talk about a total player, you could. It depends on what you want. Defense, you would take KG. If you want the prolific offensive scorer, you take Dirk.
If you want number one option, I'm taking Dirk.
You're taking Dirk.
Yeah.
But if you want somebody that can give you a stellar defense on both ends, and it's not KG who's just on his own individual matchup. KG can protect the rim, everything. It's not like KG was a slouch on offense either.
No,
he just wasn't Dirk.
He just wasn't. No, he just wasn't. If we want to go through number one options within the top 20, Dirk is probably looking. Not Dirk. KG's probably at the bottom of that list, really.
No, he is. But I'm saying, if you want to look at defense too, KG's probably top 5 on that list. Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon, Bill Russell.
Yeah, probably right after that.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, so he gives you in defense, he might not give you all that in offense because Dirk is at the bottom of that list on defense. Unless you look at, no, he probably is at the bottom of that list on defense. Every single LeBron James, Michael Jordan.
No, there's no points in the top. We already know who the tops are.
Okay.
But, if we're talking about the bottoms, we're talking about
Jerry West.
We don't know what we're gonna.
Larry. Oh, sorry, not Larry Bird, but Jerry West, Oscar Robertson,
Charles Barkley,
Dr. J. Moses Malone.
Those aren't known as all-time great defenders.
Karl Malone. But they're better defenders than Dirk.
Better is not.
But that's what I'm saying. Dirk is at the bottom of the list of defenders. That's what I'm saying.
I would say KG is probably, if you're talking top 20, he's probably the second worst offensive player.
You said top 20?
Yeah. You know, KG probably the second worst offensive. Number one option, KG's probably the second worst one there.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Who else? Literally outside of Bill Russell.
We have to construct the actual list, and I think.
But I think even if we're talking,
I have to have names in front of me in order for me to actually. I'm just right now. I'm pulling off my memory bank. Moses Malone, Karl Malone,
Karl Malone, Jerry West, Dr. J, Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitski, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Shaq.
Well, I'm taking it as if we're taking the second 10. Like we've already established Dirk is not in the top 10. So we're taking the second 10.
Okay.
Like Dirk.
Yeah, he's not in the top 10. Okay.
He's not top. We know KG is a top 5 defensive player out of that top 20 players, though. At least we would assume so, unless we compile this and we think that.
So if we're talking the second top 10, number one probably in that list. KG? On defense, yeah, he's probably number one on that list. On the second 10 of offense. He's also at the bottom of that. Probably either the bottom. If you're taking the top, Bill Russell, he's probably the bottom offensive player as well. Then.
That's the thing, but I feel like I know Dirk is the bottom of the defense. Like Dirk is just an average dude. I mean,
absolutely average.
The guy you want to talk about is Charles Barkley, but Charles Barkley, I mean, I don't think he was as bad as Dirk. And Dirk,
no, Charles was awful on defense.
But the thing is, Dirk is going to get boost because Dirk is a big man because he's around the rim.
Absolutely.
He's going to affect shots.
Absolutely.
So he's going to get a boost for that.
Absolutely.
Charles is a wing defender. So I mean,
Charles is the big man. What are you talking about?
No, like I don't. No, Charles wasn't going to affect somebody's shots like
Charles
Dirk
was not on the wing guarding people.
No, that's what I'm saying. But I think Charles is more a wing player to me than I would Dirk to be a post player.
Because you say he was to me doesn't mean but he wasn't though.
That's the thing.
He wasn't.
That's the thing because Charles is guarding other power forwards. He's 6'6". Dude wasn't gonna. That's what I'm saying. Like
Draymond 6'6".
Draymond's 6'8".
Draymond's 6'6", bro.
He's 6'8", and he got 7-foot wingspan. Charles don't got that.
6'6" though. What's your point?
No, Charles don't have a 7-foot wingspan.
He guarded big men.
Dude,
you can't just say he had a deficiency. He was the worst defender on there. You can go look up how bad Charles' defense is.
I don't doubt. I know Charles' defense is bad, but I mean, I just don't. I think Dirk Nowitski, for his size and everything like that, at least average a double-double for me if you're a power forward that's around the rim most of the time. And sometimes play center. At least average a double-double for me. Draymond can at least grab 7 rebounds a game. Kevin Durant at least grabs 7 to 8 rebounds a game. At least do that.
He had a year where he averaged 9.9.
Yeah, 9.9. Nigel, 1 year?
So what?
1 year? Russell Westbrook's averaging 10.
So what? The goal was not to grab rebounds. That was 4. I'm going to pronounce his name wrong. The center, he had Tyson Chandler, he had Foyle on the team. It was their job to get the Dirk didn't bother himself with that. I have no problem with that. As long as his team were good rebounding teams, I have no problem. The negative on the rebounding, I'm fine.
He's 6'7".
Who?
Draymond.
Yes, split the difference.
The wingspan.
Split the difference.
I'm telling you, it's the wingspan again.
So it's still a deficiency.
So I mean, with that kind
I just agree with you.
I don't think Dirk is better.
Are we talking about career-wise?
Are we talking about
career-wise?
Huh?
Career-wise?
Yeah, I mean, as a player, I don't think. Because think about if Dwayne Wade never took a step back for LeBron, he would match Dirk essentially. Well, he would have the ring. He just wouldn't have the MVP. So 3 rings. Do I take the 3 rings? Because even with behind LeBron James, Dirk was a really good player. Still behind Dwayne. Still LeBron James. Still averaged 22 points, around 22 points each season.
Absolutely, he's a good player. No, he didn't average 22 points every season.
He averaged like 20. Then his last season averaged 19. So I mean, still pretty much, dude.
I'm just saying.
If you want to talk about their peaks, Dwayne was better than Dirk.
Yeah.
And those.
But if we're talking about if you're comparing just a player comparison, absolutely. I mean, there's no comparison. I would take Dwayne Wade easily. I would take Kevin Durant easily too. I said that already. But when I'm talking about, you don't say he's higher than them. No, you rate him by their career. It's just how it always is.
So Dwayne Wade's had a better career than Dirk.
I disagree with you on that.
Yeah, he has.
I disagree with you on that.
Why?
Injuries.
Injuries
are putting back. He missed the entire season. He got LeBron was helped there. He had a bad last year in Miami was not great. The year LeBron left, he was not great either. But see, I say he missed a year. He got injured before that as well. He got injured after that as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But I think for the time that Dwayne was on the court, he was better than Dirk to me. I just all that time he was on the court. I mean, you said what?
I disagree with that.
Dwayne Wade was so good.
Dwayne was great.
Season with before prior to LeBron's departure.
Okay, what was the numbers?
21, average 21 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists.
Good year.
Shot 52% from the field.
Good year. Okay, so I take it back what I said.
Shot crappy from 3, but
I mean it's Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, it is. So I mean, he's had pretty good seasons. I mean,
we had a pretty good season. We agree with that.
I think Dwayne's never really had a bad season.
I would say what was his last year in Miami?
19 points.
That's not a great season.
4 assists, 4 rebounds. I mean, let's look at Dirk's most recent seasons. I mean, Dirk is like in the 17s, bro.
Yeah.
So I mean, what do you mean?
Bro, pull it up. Dirk's also 4 years old, 5 years older than Dwayne Wade. It'd be better comparison if you use their age year.
If I use their year?
Yeah, instead of just look at them just years old. Dwayne Wade's 36.
He's about 34. I think he's 34, yeah. We just turned 37.
Damn, go compare it to his 34-year-old year.
Okay, 34-year-old Dirk, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists,
Dirk?
To Dirk.
Nah, he has 6 assists.
6 assists.
Let me see this. Let me see this.
Dirk. Look right there. I highlighted it for you. Literally average 6 assists.
2.5, you idiot.
Oh, it's 2.5? Where's the 6 at? Is it on the rebounds?
Yeah, it's his defensive rebounds.
Oh, my fault.
There's no way he averaged 6 assists.
Okay, you have 2 So Dwayne Wade played better than him. At the same age.
What did Dwayne Wade, what was his shooting percentage?
He shot 52%.
34?
Yeah.
I thought it was his last year in Miami.
No, he still shot 52%.
His last year in Miami?
Oh, his last season in Miami.
Give me the computer. Give me the computer. Give me the computer, man. You know what you're doing. I can't stand you.
But even those numbers on the top on their face, Dwayne was a better Dirk. Even at the age of 34. Even at the age of 34. So Dirk. Is he
shot 45%?
Who, Dwayne?
Yeah.
He's still
yeah,
Dirk is 47%. Dwayne is 45. Dwayne averaged 2 more points. Come on, man. Like, Dwayne is a better player.
To be fair, it's probably split.
You mean?
It's probably about the same season, to be honest.
Dwayne is better player, dude.
Better player. Yes, better player. I agree with you on that.
And he's had a better career. If you're only talking about Dirk's longevity. Dwayne's had a better career. He's obviously showing that he's matched Dirk's longevity.
But he hasn't matched longevity, though. That's the problem. Dirk's older than him.
No, Dirk is older than him. But I'm saying, if Dwayne Wade's career was to end right now, Dwayne would still have a better career. Just because he didn't play as long as Dirk, Dwayne Wade's career was still better than Dirk's. I would still say I would take Dwayne Wade over Dirk. And Dwayne Wade's a better defender than Dirk.
Two different things. You're arguing two different things here.
How?
You're saying player.
We gotta go.
Player. Yes, you have to play. Here, cut in so I can. Then I'll talk to you about it all.
All right, y'all. It's been KBR Sports, the best sports talk show 24-hour day. Remember, you guys. Yeah, we gotta go because it's 9:30 something. Yeah. All right. Remember, you guys can follow and subscribe to the KBR Sports podcast on Rabble, Spreaker, YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Also, don't forget, you guys can follow KBR Sports at KBR_sports, where we see the live links and show topics prior to every show. And also, don't forget, you guys can call in at 571-991-0566 to find out all, or to join in on any KBR Sports discussion we're having. And don't forget to comment, like, and to share the KBR Sports podcast so we can get out there, so you guys can show your support, so more people can get hit to KBR Sports.
We need a sponsor.
I know, we do need a sponsor, for real. People, help us out with the sponsors, man. We're trying to be like inside the NBA, where we at the end of the show where it says sponsored by.
Nobody. You know, I would take like a Maybach or a Ferrari, something like that. I don't need anybody serious. I just choose somebody.
I'm not against the Lamborghinis. You know what I'm saying? Against being sponsored by Lambo. You know,
Rolex, we'll take them.
You know what I'm saying?
We're not picky people.
We're not. I'm
not picky people.
I'm not against getting sponsored by Prada, Polo, whoever. You know what I mean? Like Uggs. Warm shoes. I like warm shoes.
You be all about it.
They're comfortable.
You go right on about
They're comfortable.
You go right on.
My little brother be wearing them things. They look comfortable, bro. Tom Brady wears them.
So what?
Tom Brady wears them.
So what?
Hey, TB12. You wouldn't wear some Uggs?
Tom Brady jumps off a bridge. You gonna jump off the bridge with him?
Is he jumping in Uggs?
Shut up.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night.